Hey, welcome to Unstoppable Agents. This is the show where real estate agents come to learn tips on how to grow their business, grow their wealth, and grow a life of impact and significance. I am super excited today. I've got Ramon Sanchez from Whittier. It's in LA County joining me today. Ramon, thanks for joining me.
Thank you for the invite. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, it should be. It's gonna be fun. I can already tell from just a little intro. You're a super sharp guy, and this is gonna be a lot of fun. First, let's just start by saying congratulations. You earned the Icon Award back in May. It's your second time, actually. So congrats on that, too. It's the highest award that we've got. So pretty impressive that you're knocking it out of the park.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I guess hard work pays.
Hard work pays. That's right. And so what I love about the award is you might have been at other places where you got awards and it was you got plastic, you got some acrylic, you got maybe a certificate. But it didn't come with a whole stack full of stock, which is what this one did. You get the kudos and the financial reward as well.
Yeah, and I see that retirement money.
Right on. That's right. That's right. The pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
That's how I'm treating it. I work for all the companies. I work for KW, for State 21, Global Banker, Prudential. I work for all these companies, and when I left with zero. So now I look at that account, I'm like, man, that's nice. It's growing every year. It's growing for the last 2 years.
That is nice. Okay, so that's good. You've been around the block a little bit. Tell me your real estate story. You made a few stops, it sounds like. So what's caused you to transition in the past? What caused you to make this one?
I'm always looking to improve. Obviously, I've been doing real estate for 31 years. So I was 20 when I started. I'm 51 right now. Okay. I knew that I was not college material. So I was like, man, I got to find a job that's going to give me the opportunity to at least give me the return, the time that I put in. And so that's why I decided at a young age, I was like, okay, I was already used to selling watermelon door to door with my dad. You know what I'm saying? So they told me, yeah, all you got to do is sell real estate from door to door, knock on doors. This is back in 1991. Knock on doors is the way to do it. So I figured, hey, this is going to be a great opportunity for me to grow.
You make a lot more money selling real estate than you do watermelon. So it's a much better deal.
Absolutely, man. So it's been a great journey. Again, I work for a lot of the companies. Every time I would make a move was because it was more opportunity. So if another broker was offering me more opportunity, I would make the move. Obviously, when I went to KW, when I left Century 21 to go to KW, the cap was a cap. I had never heard of that before. And so I decided to make the move. Hey, that's an opportunity. And then they talked to me about bringing in other agents and make revenue from there as well. But it was a profit share, very different than EXP. So when I found out about EXP, it was just perfect. It was just lined up perfectly because I was already making some money through KW. And so I figured this is even better. So it just made more sense for me as numbers wise to make that switch, make it easier.
You know what I love about that is what you just described is the mark of a smart businessman, right? So you're not making moves based on emotion. You're not making moves based on necessarily one company or another. It ends up becoming a math and a financial proposition for you, and you move to the next one. So I imagine that you'll continue to evaluate that. If there's a better deal, then you would consider a better deal. It's just going to be tough to come up with a better deal than what we got going now.
That's correct. Yeah, it just made more sense for me. And obviously the numbers don't lie. So now like I said, I just once a week or sometimes twice a week, I'll just go in there and take a look at my stock. And I like how it fluctuates, but I see that number. I'm like, hey, that's pretty good, man. I'm looking to build it up to buy more property from that money. So it's just opportunity. That's all it is.
It's awesome. I love that. I'd love to learn how you pursue business. So where your business comes from. We talked a little bit ahead of the start here that you've got a very inspirational office there. I could see Kobe Bryant quotes, motivation, that sort of stuff. So I love the inspirational approach. Tell me, how do you go about getting business?
In 1995, I met Mike Ferry for the first time.
Okay.
And the reason was, I had heard about Mike Ferry before, but I wasn't able to afford to go to any of his seminars. So he had a free action workshop in Long Beach, and I was like, I can definitely afford that. You know what I'm saying? So I signed up, I went there. Man, my life changed. You know what I'm saying? Listening to Mike, and I was like, man, this guy's amazing. I just got to be more around him. And then after that, it was like he used to do the Superstar Retreat in Palm Springs. And so I started following all his tactics and his business philosophy and how to generate business, which it's about prospecting, skills, improvement, all of these amazing things that I never really heard of. And so I just started following the system. And the more I followed the system, the more successful I started becoming. And so I learned how to role play. I learned my script. I learned how to present, and I learned how to prospect, basically. And my business slowly but surely started growing more and more. And so that's basically what I do now. Now I work a lot on my database because I've been doing it 31 years. So 60%, 67% of my business comes from my database, which is of course what Mike always teaches us, that we got to work our database. I just came back. Last week I was the whole week at the Superstar Retreat. So every time you go there, man, you just get inspired by being around these guys. You're thinking you're doing great by making, last year I did like around 25 million. I'm already at 15 million in closed production this year. So these guys are doing 50 million, 100 million. I'm like, my goodness, man, some crazy numbers. And so you get inspired, right? You're like, and they're not working at those crazy hours that most people think you have to work these crazy hours. You really don't.
Yeah, so they're running a business, right? They're running a business, not having the business run them. That's good.
That's correct. So that's what I do. If you look over the year, there's my schedule for the year. So that's part of the system is knowing your numbers. As a matter of fact, I just got off the phone with my coach. This spreadsheet right here, that's all my numbers. I track every number, man. I know exactly how many contacts it takes me right now to close a deal, how many contacts it takes me to get a listing, how many contacts, how much money I make per contact, how much I make per listing appointment, and stuff like that. So I'm analytical. So I was just born that way. You know what I'm saying? So I do track all my numbers. So I know every number as far as what it takes me to bring in certain amount of business.
So first, you got yourself in a room with people that are more successful, and you continue to put yourself in a room with people that are more successful than you. And that doesn't intimidate you, that inspires you. Right? So it's okay. I want to do I want to be those people. I want to do the things that they're doing and pursue business the way that they are. So so kudos to you for having that kind of approach and growing yourself. I love what you said, and that I always think about, there are three kinds of people. There are those that make something happen. There are those that see something happen, and then there's those that wonder what happened. You're obviously one of those guys that makes something happen and goes out and creates business and does that via prospecting. When you got started with that, was that natural? Was that easy for you?
Because I was raised pretty poor condition, coming from a background of my dad, immigrants from Mexico, and my dad would make us sell watermelons door to door when we were kids. He would make us sell oranges from door to door. So it became natural because I was forced into selling these different things that my dad would like. He was like, I didn't realize that until later, that he was basically an entrepreneur working for himself because he didn't want to work for companies or they wouldn't hire him. He would go and buy all this stuff and then give it to us, and then we would go from door to door selling it. So when I got into real estate, it was almost like a natural thing because I was already doing it when I was a kid. So when they told me, hey, this is what you... And at one time, one of my jobs before I became a realtor, I got a job with a company selling fire extinguishers. And when I was selling fire extinguishers, all they did gave me a presentation. They gave me the script. I memorized it. And within 3 months, I was #1 in the company because I was just following a system. And that's what I learned with the Mike Ferries. It was just a system. I followed that system. And lo and behold, man, just great things happen. But I do got to tell you, when I went to Mike, the first guy I saw Latino there. So I relate with him, right? Hey, he's Latino, I'm Latino, man. He came from Mexico. My parents came from Mexico. And this guy was driving a Rolls Royce, and he was selling 300 homes a year. And I'm like, man, I want to go spend the day with this guy. And at the seminar, I thought, hey, what is it that you do? He's like, you can shadow me. Pay me $500. This was back in 1995, 1996, somewhere after I met Mike. But he was one of the panelists. And so I paid him $500. I spent the day with him, and all he did was door knock 6 hours a day, 3 in the morning, lunch, 3 in the afternoon. And he was selling a house a day every day. I was like, my goodness. So that's why I started just knocking on doors first. But I think for 7 years, I was knocking on doors. Then I transitioned.
Well, and funny, so agents now, they're like, I'm too good to door knock. He was too good to door knock in his Rolls Royce.
Yeah, 2 Rolls Royce. He had a black one and a white one. One for him and one for his wife.
So first you created more opportunity, or you do create more opportunities by prospecting and being proactive. But the second thing you said there, I want to make sure that everybody heard that, is you practice your scripts, you practice your craft. So it's not only you increase the number of at-bats by being proactive, but you increase the results by practicing. That's a baseball player. It's not only about how many pitches do you see, it's how many times did you swing the bat, and are you working on taking a better swing, or to your Kobe Bryant in the background. It's not just how many shots do you take, but Are you working on your stroke? Are you working on your jump? So that's
Absolutely.
good.
Yeah. I think it's about improving yourself. And one of the things that when I was one of my buddies, he tells me, is like, hey, how many reviews you got? How many reviews are you getting that are just come list me or come do business with me? And I'm like, I'm not getting nothing. He's like, because you haven't improved your online platforms. And I was like, what does that mean? I was like, we got to get reviews. So this is about, I would say probably about 7 years ago. So right away, I got my Zillow profile, my Yelp profile, my Google profile, and I started working on that. And lo and behold, man, I've been working on that. Now I have combined all my reviews, over 400 reviews. And now I get 20% of my business comes from reviews. People just find me. And those are easy. That's an easy business, my friend. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been doing it for so long and I give great customer service. People are willing to just give me reviews. And now with the reviews, people just call me, hey, I found you online. I need to sell, I need to buy a property.
Yeah, it sells, and that's not price competitive. So people aren't saying, hey, you've got 400 reviews. Hey, can you give me a discount? They're saying, hey, you've got 400 reviews. Will you help me? Yeah. And so it's a different business conversation when you start with that kind of confidence and that kind of credibility.
Yeah, that's correct. That's right.
That's awesome. So you're constantly improving yourself. Tell me what you do to improve yourself.
Like when I was at the seminar this week, one of the guys said, hey, you have to have a coach in every area of your life. And I'm like, man, I haven't thought about that one. You know what I'm saying? And so right away, I reached out to a couple of my friends and said, hey, I need to improve my health. I put a post out, hey, I'm looking for a trainer that will meet me at my house because I already have a home gym. Last year, I bought my dream house. And I spent quite a bit of money on that. And I created a home gym, but now I need to execute that. And so right away, I reached out to this guy and that guy said, yeah, man, I'll meet you at, he was like, I'll meet you at 4 a.m. or 3 if you want. I'm like, no, that's a little too, let's do it like at 4:30. But he said, but I can't meet you unless you pay me up front. And this is my fee. I was like, okay. So he sent me the contract. We filled it out. I paid him yesterday, Sunday. And he met me at 4:30 this morning. We got to pull action. We got to take calculated risk, obviously, but we got to take action on the things that we're working to improve ourselves.
That's good. That's good. And you put some skin in the game, right? You paid up front. You already shelled out the cash. And and he's coming to your house. That's removing any obstacle. You don't have to go anywhere. It's not, I can't afford it this month. You already paid. And now you just got to show up.
Yeah, that's correct. And so the other thing is that I collect a lot of books. I like reading. So I had boxes of books. So when I bought my house last year, I ended up building a big library also in my garage. So it's like a wall, the whole wall, and it's a 3-car garage. So there's a whole wall back there. And I built now I took out all my books. I put up all my books, and I'm a reader. I love reading. I learned that from Mike, right? I got to read 50 books minimum a year, like one a week. So I'm constantly like learning from different people. How do you improve your mindset?
I love it. What are you reading right now?
Right now, I'm reading Brandon Richard, I think. His last
Richard,
name.
yep.
On the rental property, buying more rental properties. Because that's what I'm on that right now. I'm looking to buy more investment property, more opportunity property. Units, houses, that's kind of building my wealth on that. I'm 51, man, so I got to be thinking about, hey. I'm not far behind you.
You got to create the cash flow. So I may work, I don't know about you, I may work forever, but I don't want to have to. I want to do it because I enjoy it and because I love it, not because I got to pay the bills.
Yeah, so that's what I'm working on right now. I'm just working on developing a little bit more passive, replace myself, and I can do whatever I want, when I want, whomever I want, at the time that I want.
Well, you might be at the right company to help you with that passive income as well.
That's the other revenue that I'm working on. I haven't really worked on it 100% the way I'm supposed to, but that was my intention. Okay, when I come here, there's different revenues, right? Working at EXP. So that's one revenue that I have not yet worked on the way I'm supposed to work on it. So that's one of the things that I talked to my coach about that. It's about how do we help other agents? How do I attract other agents to help them? Because I've seen that I make a lot more than when I was at KW. You know what I'm saying? Because now I look at my checks on the 22nd. I'm serious, I have like 17 people on my downline. But I know that my goal is to grow that downline because then I'm able
it's interesting because we pay off of revenue rather than profit. Our company's got to first, they've got to make sure that we keep our expenses low so there's always enough to make ends meet. But the other thing is there's always revenue. So agents get paid first and ends up being substantially more money in your pocket. So it's been a huge blessing. Thank you. You've been amazing. I want to wrap up with anything that you want to make sure that our audience knows about you or that you want to make sure that you share with everybody.
So agents have always approached me, or newer agents, and say, hey, how do I make sure that I succeed in this? The thing I always tell people, look, be willing to create a schedule that you're going to follow every day and time block everything on your schedule. And then just do it every day. And if you're consistent doing that every single day, you will be successful every single year. Because but the thing is that most people are trying so many things and then they get sidetracked and then they stop doing what they were supposed to do. And then complacency kicks in or whatever distractions, we all have them. But if you create an amazing schedule that works for you, that you own it and you follow it every day,
it's good.
The cash flow is going to come in, brother.
Very nice. Yeah, look at that.
So this right here, this is 10 grand. What I do here is you just buy these at Amazon, right?
Yep.
You sell these at Amazon, 10 grand, and you just keep a little visual, of reminding, what are you working, man? How many of these are you trying to stack up so that you can go buy your vacation or your home or whatever? You provide better family opportunity, right?
That's
Quality
awesome.
of life.
What a great visual. Ramon, you've obviously had a tremendous amount of success. Chatting with you today has been a pleasure. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Brian. I appreciate you, my friend. Just have an awesome day.
Hey, you too.
All right.